Alright gang, welcome back to our Broke to Billionaire challenge on Ohio Richlands. It is now September. You join me as I'm actively in the process of heading towards our grass field from hell from the previous episode, where we've got some bales we need to pick up. And then our goal is going to be turning that field, that grass field, into a arable field. We're going to plow it up and make it a field that we can put some kind of crop in. Our other grass field that we bought, the big one, is also ready to harvest today. Now, I don't really like doing the same thing back to back. You guys know that. I will probably put a worker on mowing it. I don't know for sure if we're going to bale it today. We probably will, but I probably won't put a whole lot of that on camera. Just because, I mean, I don't want to do the same thing twice, and that's exactly what that would be. So if at all possible, I want to try to change it up a little bit. Uh-oh. I did not reset this. There we go. Uh-oh, I did something wrong here. Abort unloading. Reset operating position. There we go. Things sometimes is a little confusing on how to get everything working, so thanks for bearing with me there for a minute, gang, while I sorted that out. What the heck just happened there? What was that? Oh, this field. Uh-oh. This might be a field where we have to once again sell it if this keeps up. I mean, we're going to attempt to put crop in it, but oof. Oof. It is not going well. But how's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. I am actually recording this, I don't know, it's like 4-ish days ahead of when it's going to release, so I mean, sometimes I have, you know, a number of them recorded prior just because of work and other issues with life, so this one is actually relatively on target for when I normally record it. That's normally about 4 or 5 days ahead of time, but still, it is early, so there's bale 21. Perfect. Alright, so we can take these back. They are not ready to sell yet. They will be ready to sell by the end of the episode. So we may or may not do it today. We'll see. There's certainly a potential for us to do it. It may make sense for us to do it, actually, just to make some money. But if we don't really need the money, we might not. We might wait one more month because they're going to continue to go up as we get closer to the winter months here as price. So the more money we can get, the better at this point. Right, we're pulling up here, and Walter White is, of course, trying to cause issues. I was trying to take a wide turn, and he tried to jump up in front of me. Man, these people, I tell you what. Alright, I'm going to leave these here, which might be in a weird position, but we're going to sell them here today anyway. So we might as well just leave them there for now, because then they're ready to go, right? So, let's get the mower out. I'm going to utilize this tractor for the mower. This is actually the tractor that has the least amount of power. I wish I could put a worker on baling, but that, fortunately, is not feasible at this point, at least within console play. So we'll have to do the baling ourselves, which is why I'm saying I probably will do it off camera. But, in the meantime, we'll put a worker on mowing at least. At least we can get that portion done. Now, I was taking a look at between the last episode and this episode, I was taking a look potentially at, you know, sheep. I had talked about sheep a little bit. We probably will do sheep. The only problem with it, there's not really an easy access for water. The closest thing I could find, let me get this going first and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, perfect. So the closest thing I could find, oh, quick save, was this water field here, or maybe this, but this I went over there and looked and it was just kind of like wetlands. Like there really wasn't any water I could put into a tank. So there's one here. Now there's not really a path here. There's just like a grass field separation. We could drive down it. I don't see an issue with that. And we could put the sheep maybe down here at this end. That way we don't have to drive as far with the water tank. I don't know though. We'll have to kind of see how things play out. Let's get in the case here. This has the most horsepower, so we'll use this one. Looks like it's going to need a service relatively soon. It has a half tank of gas. It should be plenty of gas, honestly. But we may fill up while we're here, just for the hell of it. If it'll let me do it. We might not have any gas in there, actually. That's the unique thing about this gas tank is... Nope, there's gas in there. You have to actually buy the amount of gas you want, and then it holds it in there. It's not just let's drive up to like a gas station and fill up as much as you want. You have to buy it in bulk, and then it holds it in that tank. And then from there, you fill up your implements, or your equipment, excuse me. So let's get this down here to our field here, and we'll get going on making a brand new farm field. All right, we're pulling up here. Turn the beacon off. We don't need that on anymore. All right, we're in here, and we can turn on create fields, and I think somewhere around in that range there makes the most sense. We'll see. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not even going to worry about trying to make the edges clean, crisp, and everything. I'm just going to go, and we'll make whatever shape we make, giving a little bit of space to the fence, as I've said. I'm not going to give as much space there because I know for a fact I can get pretty close on that portion. But anywhere near the fence, we're going to try to give a little more space. Especially down here at the end. The end is where I'm really concerned. This section down here. But regardless, even if losing a little bit of that, this is still a decent sized field. It's much bigger than you expect just looking at it. We're going to turn right now. I know that's probably losing a lot more than we need to, but we're not even gonna screw around with that back there. Those issues we just dealt with, we're not doing that again. We can put some small beehives there in the corners. I think that makes a lot of sense to do that. Each of the corners have a beehive, a smaller beehive, obviously not the big ones that we're going to put with our plan on our main field. Our main fields, I should say, but if we can put some smaller ones in the corner there, I think that'll be really good for us. So my goal with this field is honestly to make it canola and soybeans only. Since it is such a pain and it's far away, I'm going to make it something that takes a while to be ready to harvest. That way we don't have to drill it as much, and Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with that. I think it makes sense, too. Less wear and tear on our equipment makes me have to drive as far to do it, right? It's a bit of an awkward ending there. I know that doesn't really make sense. It's kind of a weird turn, but it is what it is. I think maybe if I do this a little bit, it might make it a little bit better, maybe? Possibly. I don't know if that makes it better or not, but oh well. So this is a big field. This is going to take a while, gang. Let's get this done. I'm going to go around the headland again. I'm going to go backwards this time, but we're going to go around the headland one more time. We'll get all this done, and yeah, we'll have ourselves a new field, and we can start drilling it pretty soon after that. All right, that is the field all plowed up, ready to go. It's exciting, man. It was very bumpy there. I'm about to smooth that out. Let's get this back to the farm. We'll go ahead and jump into the drill. Bring the drill down here, and we'll get to planting. All right, we're pulling up there. Looks like the worker is still actively going on mowing. It looks like he's getting close, though. Yeah, he's really close to being done. So that's good. I said, I'll probably do all of that baling more than likely off camera. Maybe I do a little bit of it on camera this episode, but we did baling in the last episode, so I really don't want to do it back to back if at all possible. Now, I don't recall how much seed is still in our drill, so we may have to fill that up here before we head over to our new field. We can also sell that Kubota. I've mentioned that a number of times. We still have yet to do it because I feel like eventually we're going to expand our grass mower situation. I don't know where I'm going. I do need to fill it up, but not much. It might be enough to do it, but we're going to fill it up anyway. We're going to put canola in. It may be a little late in the season when it's time for us to harvest it, but then we're going to put it in there anyway. We'll get this back to the field. All right, we're pulling up here. Turn the beacon off. Get in here and unload this. We'll see how bad this is. It's kind of difficult to turn this as it is, and this small little field may pose a few more issues for us, but we'll see. Don't go too far over there, Z. I'm drilling over a part of the grass we don't really want to be drilling in because we're going to have issues with it, but I mean, we're going to have that issue no matter what. I guess I didn't even need to actually drill this. It looks like it's letting me just plow over top of, well, drill over top of the grass that was there, which I actually was not expecting that to happen. So it looks like I kind of wasted our time a little bit here, gang, but oh well. It is what it is. Guess the good thing there is, since we did plow it, we won't have to really put down any herbicide or anything like that. At least we shouldn't. I guess that's the good thing from that. Alright, the worker completed the mowing, so we've got that ready for the baling. I'm missing a little bit there. Let's back up a little bit. Come on, don't miss anything, Z. Come on, we need all the money we can get out of this field. The turn. Perfect. We gotta touch up ever so much there. Ever so slightly, excuse me. Not ever so much. Ever so much. It's good enough for me. We're gonna call that good. So I don't really ideally like putting in time-lapse after time-lapse. I actually despise doing that. I feel like it's really kind of against what would be a good episode, but I think in this instance we're going to have to do so. I don't have a whole lot else to talk with you about, at least right now. I might when we get ready to close the episode out, but right now I don't have anything. So because of that reason, we will go ahead and throw in another little time-lapse in here. We've got a lot of things to accomplish in this field, so we're going to do another time-lapse and then probably a little jump cut for a few things. We'll do the rolling mostly off camera, more than likely. We'll do a little bit of it on camera, but a lot of it I might just, leave to a worker to do after I'm around the headland a few times, of course. But yeah, we've gone around the headland here, and we've only used 4% of the seed, so we probably didn't even need to fill it up, but eventually we will, so we might as well have went ahead and did it now, right? So let's get this done, gang. I'll probably do this and the fertilized spreading on the time-lapse, more than likely. And then be back with you when we get to the rolling. I'll go around the headland a few times on camera with you. Well, I say on camera, I mean no time-lapse. And then we will throw it on a worker and hope the worker can do it without having any issues. And then we'll take a look at selling the silage, because it should be ready by then, hopefully. And see what kind of money we get. The carrot field that we were looking at in the last episode is still ready to harvest, so we still could potentially buy that today if it makes sense. I don't know if it does, based off of everything else we discussed in the last episode, but the only reason why we didn't go that path is because we were slightly short. I didn't really want to sell any more crop if at all possible, and we found this field here and had the idea of turning this into an actual crop field after we mowed it and grabbed the silage from it, or the grass from it, to turn it into silage. So we'll see, but I don't know if we're going to get enough. I doubt it, because it's going to be less bales than off that big field, but we may get close. We'll just have to see. If nothing else, we could at least buy it. The field itself, potentially. And if we can do that, we could, you know, at any point figure out when we're going to harvest it. So like the next episode, more likely, because we'll have bales from the grass field that a worker just finished mowing, right? So we'd have money from that, which should allow us to get to that point. But we'll see. Let's get this done first. The fertilized spreading, and we'll see where we're at. Well, stupid me forgot I don't need to fertilize it. It should be fertilized 100% because of it being grass. So that's stupid on my part. I did kind of go a little bit there into the grass a little bit more. You saw me kind of hit the edge there. I mean, might as well, right? It's not going to be the perfect crop, but it'll be something. You're not going to spread it with herbicide or anything like that, but little something extra. But yeah, I didn't need to put the fertilizer down there, so that was a stupid mistake on my part. I'm sure you were already yelling at me in the comments about it. You were probably yelling at me in the comments about when I was plowing it up, when I could have just direct drilled it, but oh well. It's been a bit, gang. I told you recently got back from out of town for a little while, so little brain fart here and there. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal, right? All right, so let's get this back to the farm here, and then we'll take a look at the silage bales and see if they're ready. I would suspect that they are ready to be sold, and then we can look at potentially buying that that carrot field we talked about. All right, so we're back here. The bales are not ready yet, so that will not work. This is done. We can take this back. We're going to have to get the case back here and get the roller out, and we'll start rolling. Maybe do a few silage bales, like I mentioned. We might do a little bit of that. But the silage bales are close. They're like 90, some of them are 96, but most of them are 98%, so they're close. But they're not there yet, so as much as I don't want to, we may have to speed time up a little bit to get them to that point. But if we can help it, we won't do so. Gonna put the mower back here where it belongs. We do have a few more pallets of honey as well, so if worst comes to worst, like we did in the last episode, we can sell those. It's not the same amount as last time, but it is a few more. I'm going to get this over across the road here to our grass field. Get this set up, prepped, and ready to go for me later on when I do most of this off camera. Like I said, may do a few bales here to kind of close out the episode, but before we do that, we have got to get this back and get the roller back over here and get that rolled up. Let me make sure before I roll it. Let me make sure it says it needs rolling. So if I come all the way out here and it says it doesn't need rolling, I'm gonna be upset. It does need rolling. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I was expecting it to say. But I also drove the fertilizer all the way over here for no reason too. So always good to double check, right? Here we are, rolling, my most favorite thing in the world. That's a lie. I made that up. Alright, let's see if we can get this headland done twice, and then we can throw it on a worker and jump over to doing some baling for a little bit. At least this is a nice wide roller, right? That's one of the bonuses about having these. This is why I utilize these rollers more than any other rollers whenever at all possible. It just doesn't take us as long to do. I think the biggest problem I'm going to have with it is it's going to be kind of hard to tell where I've been and where I haven't. Well, I guess it's not that bad, actually, now that I've sipped back a little bit with the camera here. I guess it's not that bad, but we're not going to get every bit of it, all right? So don't expect that, because this field has already caused so much mayhem. It's causing mayhem again. Can't even get this turned around properly. Third, thank you. But as long as we can get the base middle section, you know, for the most part, I'm gonna be happy with that, right? I'm certainly not looking for perfection with rolling, because I can't stand doing it. This is probably gonna be the most you've seen me roll in forever. So there's some people, they're not my direct neighbors, but a few houses down. They're building, it looks to me like a big, like, I don't know what you call it, like an overhang gazebo-like thing that goes above a deck. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know down below. I can't think of the word right now. I don't know what you call it, but maybe with that explanation, that poor explanation, Maybe it triggered something in one of your heads and you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, they're building it back there, and it was pouring down rain about, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes ago. And I just happened to be in the back of our house. We've got like a little, I don't even know what you call it, like a reading nook thing, like a morning room or something like that. I don't know what you call it. And a bunch of windows. It's really nice. But I was out there, just happened to be out there just checking out the crop field in the backfield. As you guys know, I have a crop field in my backfield. Or my backfield. Crop field in my backyard, basically. It's pretty much touching the part of my backyard. So I was just checking that out, seeing how the crop was doing, and looked over there, and they were running for the hills, man. I felt bad for them. Pouring down rain. They were sprinting to get out of there. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. It just popped in my head. Yeah, that was a pretty good turn there, Z. You did good on that one, brother. We'll take it. So let me get the headlands done on this real quick, gang, and we'll just jump cut this. We'll be back with you when it's all done. Well, I say when it's all done. When I have the headlands done and ready to put it on a worker. Alright, we got the worker going here. Hopefully he can get most of it done. I think he's going to have the same issue as the other guy did when he gets over here, because it's an awkward shape, but we can touch that up in a minute. Let's see how our bales are doing here. 99%, 96%. That one's, some of them are done. 96%. So yeah, let's do, we're not going to do a bunch of it, because we just did a bunch the last episode, but let's do at least a few passes here of some bales. I think it makes the most sense. And, then we'll see about, it's actually this field right here that we're looking at. That's the field we're potentially going to be buying today. It's a nice field. It's pretty big. Should make us a lot of money for carrots, especially if we were to turn it into production. I need to look, I mentioned this I think in the last episode, but I need to look out on ModHub and see if I can find anything else for carrots besides that soup factory. That soup factory is nice, but the problem is it's expensive. Very, very expensive indeed. And I'm pretty sure our silos cannot hold our root crops. I think there has to be a separate silo for root crops. So it's not like we could just harvest them and go put them in the silo until, you know, whenever. We'd have to put something else down anyway. So we would have to take a peek at that, I guess, and see what the best our best bet is. Now, if we cannot buy this field over here, what we likely will do is put some sheep in. But probably won't be till the next episode. So we'll have to just kind of see how things go here, but realistically, once I get, you know, all this grass done, we would put some sheep in. I would obviously not do every single bale into a silage fashion. I would probably keep, you know, six bales, maybe 7 bales, depending on how many sheep we decide to buy, that are not silage bales, just regular bales of grass, so we could utilize it to feed the sheep. The good thing is this is a massive field of grass, and really at this point, we don't have any other plans at current to turn this into anything except for grass. I certainly could make it into a crop field. It would be a nice large crop field for us. But right now that's not my intention. My intention is to keep this as is for grass and other placeables, specifically in the animal fashion more than likely. Sheep, and then maybe later on we might do some pigs and cows, and who knows. Really depends on how long the series goes and where we're at. The main thing for us to do, though, is not even those. The main thing is for us to get more fields. We really don't have enough right now, as it is. So the more we can get, the better, which is why if we're able to get that one, and even if we can't buy the harvester yet, we can at least hold on to it. We don't have crop destruction on. Well, we do. I mean, we don't have withering on is what I meant to say. Sorry, excuse me. And we don't have seasons on. So, we do have crop destruction on. I just want to make sure I preface that really quick, or I fix that. we do have crop destruction on. It's just no withering and no seasons. So we can literally just sit there and hold the crop until we're ready to harvest it. We don't have to worry about it starting to wither. Which is a good thing, right? That's a really good thing. It means we have a little bit more time to work with. Like I said at the very beginning of this series is a little bit more lenient than some other series. Having said that, a lot of the series that I'm actively doing, well, exception of the Frugal Millionaire Challenge on Mazzo, they're all kind of in the same gist as this one, where there's no seasons. I like the seasons. It's just I think one series of that at a time is enough, because it's very difficult and time managing to get all of that to work properly. So for my current time and schedule with work, I think it's the best bet for me just to keep one of those type of series going, and the rest of them be more like this, where we have pretty much unlimited time to harvest something, and we can pretty much plant anything we want whenever. I think that's my ticket to success, at least. Because as many as you know, maybe you don't, but if you do, bear with me for a minute, but I have a very demanding job, so a lot of hours, time consuming. And, well, I guess until COVID happened, I traveled a lot too. Now I'm a little less than I used to. But I do still travel out of the country and out of town, specifically throughout the United States, more than a lot of people do, I think. So it's got its perks and negatives, right? Having such a demanding job, I'm able to go visit locations for the company. Whereas these are places that I may, on a normal basis, probably never go, right? Like one place I go to is in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't think I would ever travel to Des Moines, Iowa unless it was for work, right? So I get to see some other aspects of the United States, and on a lesser extent the world, than other people might. 2017, I think it was. I was in the Philippines for a while. That was different. That was very interesting. For those of you who have or have not been there, that's a different world there. It's at least in comparison to us, and this is not negative towards anybody. It's a culture shock for us who live in America, though. They love Americans there, but it's very much a different world than what we're used to here. Just to give a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about, because you might not be, after I said that, now that I think about it, you may not be thinking the same way I am. What I meant by culture shock is the houses they live in comparison to what we have. It's astonishing, really. It shows you how better off we are than some other places in the world, that's for sure. So at the time, 2017, they asked, in Ohio, which Ohio is one of the more reasonable states to live in as far as home pricing. They asked me, what the average price, just a standard house is in Ohio. And at that time, I told them it was around, and it was probably right, about $189,000, $190,000 for just a basic house. I'm not talking anything special, just a 2-3 room house, 2 bathrooms, something like that, right? Nothing crazy, like not even an acre of land, like quarter of acre or something like that. That was about the price, I think, back then. And they said if I was to utilize that same amount of money there, I could have pretty much a mansion with walls around and 6 security guards patrolling it at all times. So if that tells you anything, maybe that's the best example I can give you. Just what I just explained to you about the culture shock I'm talking about. That's the best way I can explain it. Very, very pretty country, though. Very pretty. Well, mostly pretty. There were some parts that were a little rough, but the water there is crystal clear aqua blue. Beautiful water. Very, very pretty location. Kind of went on a rant there for a little bit, didn't I? I kind of just went off tangent. Not even really talking about farming, just life in general and housing market and everything else. So let's get down to the end of this row. And we'll see where the bales are. We might have to speed time up a little bit. I suspect we're going to. If I don't, we're going to do this whole field before they're ready. Because this is actually not taking that long. That's why I kind of want to leave this field as it is. It's flat, it's straight, super easy to do this. And it really doesn't take that long. Not in the grand scheme of things, at least. Alright, let's see. The worker is done. Yeah, I guess he did do the whole thing. I'm staggered. I'm very, very impressed that the worker did all of that. Let's make sure. Always good to double check, right? He did it. It's all done. Wow. Okay, great. Fantastic. So let's take this back here to the farm here, and we can take a look at the bales and see where they're at. And hopefully they're done. Hopefully we don't need to spend any more time, but hopefully they're done. And we can sell them and hopefully buy that that carrot field. Whoa! Hang on there, brother. All right, made it back to the farm here. Let's get this into the shed as best we can. I'm not the best at backing these things in, but let's see if I can not embarrass myself too much. Alright, we're going to go with that. We're going to say that's good enough. Pull this tractor just over here for now. Barn's starting to get kind of full here. I mean, it's a pretty big barn, but it's hard to maneuver things in and out of at this point. Alright, bales, come on. Be ready for me. Ready, ready, ready. 98% ready. Most of them are ready. So I think what we're going to do here may sound weird, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to drop them down here. And then whenever they're ready to sell, they'll sell themselves, right? Evidently they sold. Oh, I probably sold them as grass. Shit. Well, that didn't really work how I wanted it to, did it? Well, shit. I think most of them were silage, so there was only like 2 that I saw when I went past there. So it might have been 2 or 4 of them that were not silage. Damn, that sucks. Oh well. It didn't get us there anyway. Even if we were able to have 2 more, it still wouldn't have got us there. It would have had us around 442-ish probably. We wouldn't have got there no matter what, so I guess with that, gang, we will leave the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. It helps me a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Check my other channels out. Links are down below in the description. At the time of this recording, this is the first one. Well, the recording, I'm actually recording it before. I'm recording this video, and it will be released after other videos, which have yet to be recorded. So, I guess I shouldn't say that, but technically, as far as my recording goes, this is the first time I've said this. I have opened up memberships on the channel. Nothing crazy, at least not yet. I will, if you are a member of any of the 3 tiers, I only have 3 tiers currently, I may add more, but there's 3 for now. If you're a member of any of those tiers, you will get a member shout out at the end of every video, or maybe at the beginning of the video, depends on how I want to do it. Or in the middle of the video. Depends on how the video goes and where I want to place them at. But you will get a shout out. And then if you do the highest tier, which the tiers are kind of funny. I was going to say it to you, but I think maybe just go check them out yourselves and you can see why I say the tiers are funny. It's a running joke on this channel. So yeah, go check out the tiers first. But if you pick the highest tier, which is just, I think it's $4.99, $5, which is what most people, you know, do. All the other tiers are lower than that. But if you pick the highest tier, you will be able to have access to videos earlier than everybody else. So that's all we're doing for now. I do have 3 custom emojis that come as well, and a custom new member banner emoji thing, whatever you want to call it, as well, that you will get if you become a member. But other than that, it's just, you know, very generic for now. This is, I have the ability to do members on my other channel, but and I have it opened up, but really I never put a whole lot of effort into it. And this one I'm putting a little bit more effort into it, but I still want it to be kind of basic. Like, I really don't, at least currently, I really don't have a major reason to give to you to really make you become a member, with the exception of you just want to support me and the channel. And if you do, thank you so very, very, very much. But I don't want it to be like a big thing where I'm trying to force you to be a member or anything like that. I don't want that at all. I really don't. Just only if you want to support me, or if you feel like you want to, I guess. I'm not asking for it. I'm just letting you know that it's out there in case you're interested in it. Hopefully, we'll be getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully I can start bringing a small amount of revenue into the channel, which will only help, you know, with the production of the stuff. But we'll see how things go. I've never been this close ever to getting 1,000 subscribers, so it's pretty exciting. So anyway, kind of went on a rant again, but thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see every single one of you in the next episode.